I'm in a family's home who actually had a telescope here on the third floor on Mesa Street and a direct bird's eye view of the platform. And yes, they did see that platform on fire. Good afternoon. I'm Janella Newsom. I'll have a live report coming up.
And Janella Newsom picks up that part of the story. And you are in a room that had a bird-eye view of the explosion.
Absolutely. Good afternoon, Sally Ann. I am on the third floor in the house of Carl and Pam Hanson. They live on Mesa Street here in North Kenner. And Pam was actually downstairs on the first floor when the explosion occurred Sunday night. She couldn't see very much, so she encouraged the family to come upstairs here on the third floor. And of course, they took a look through this high-powered telescope, which they tend to look at from time to time, over the levee, and they had a bird's eye view of the platform directly in front of their home, or in back of their home, I should say. And when they saw it, they could see that that platform was fully engulfed in flames. At first, neighbors, some say the blast shook their homes and rattled their nerves. We can also tell you.
And one family in particular captured vivid images of the fire using a high-powered telescope that they keep in their home to look at the stars. Janella Newsom has their story.
We felt this very loud, intense concussive blast.
Dr. Carl Hanson, a family medicine physician, talks about what he heard and saw Sunday night just after 7:15.
My wife ran out to the backyard to find out what was going on, and she could see the glow and the smoke coming from over the levee. So immediately at that time, she thought the rig blew up.
The natural gas platform did explode, and like many in the area, the Hansons called 911. And they were one of the few in the Woodlake subdivision to get a bird's eye view from their home on the third floor where they kept a high-powered telescope.
So I put the scope directed at the rig. We could see the fire. I did not see any personnel, didn't see any people on the rig.
Eventually, the Hansons placed their cell phones and cameras to the eyepiece of the telescope and captured these vivid images. The platform, which sits in Lake Pontchartrain, is about 1 mile away from the Hansons' home.
Well, statistically, somebody has to be in this spot. And it just happened to be us. I always keep a telescope out because sometimes I don't want to keep it always in the attic.
The Hansons managed to capture a moment that could possibly help authorities in its investigation. Meanwhile, they say their thoughts and prayers are with those involved in this accident. Janella Newsom, Eyewitness News.
It's sad. I can't imagine how much force we felt a mile away or however far we are, that the poor individuals that were actually on the rig, how they're able to withstand anything near that force being there in person. And then when we did notice that there were helicopters last night with searchlights, obviously our conclusion was that there was maybe somebody unaccounted for.
And Mr. Hanson is exactly right. In fact, I can see just in the background here, the helicopters are still circulating over the Lake Pontchartrain here near the platform, of course, looking for that missing individual. The Hansons, again, typically this is always here because they like to look at the stars at night sometimes. And it's just unfortunate that the explosion occurred on yesterday. But again, they had a bird's eye view. They could clearly see just through the glass doors here exactly what transpired as soon as they heard the explosion.
One man is still missing, so we have an update on those victims. 2 patients at East Jefferson were...
They've conducted 10 search missions covering 90 square miles. Covelli Oil Company spokesperson Tim...
It's a massive explosion lighting up the night sky in Louisiana. Take a look at this. It is an oil rig. The Coast Guard now searching for a missing man who was aboard that rig when it exploded. Authorities say at least 7 others were injured in this, and they will start looking for answers as soon as possible.
Seriously hurt and taken to area hospitals, and police say that 2 remain in critical condition at this hour. They've also found a broken natural gas line out on the rig itself. They have now shut the gas off to that line, and they say that